Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Frightfully Forgotten. We're going to talk to you today about a little old movie called Dolls. Came out in 1987. It's written by Ed Naha, who did Troll, which is another horror cult classic.
Right.
He did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is another movie we'd watch as kids.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
It's directed by Stuart Gordon. He did Reanimator, From Beyond.
Yeah.
Again, Ken Ford and his yellow gitch.
Yellow or red?
I think it's yellow.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's debate about Ken Ford's gitch.
Yeah, so the movie starts off with the Bauer family. They're on a road trip. There's the husband slash dad,
Yeah.
the evil stepmother, and the dad's daughter. The stepmother absolutely despises the kid.
Yeah. And the stepmom is played by Stuart Gordon's wife.
It starts storming out, and the car gets stuck in a rut. It's not going anywhere.
No.
He gets out, he tries, like a big man, you know.
Yeah, and she floors it, and he just gets mud all up in his face. And
Yeah. Off in the distance, they see a mansion. They need to get out of this storm. They're stuck. So they go to the mansion to try and seek refuge. There is a scene in the forest where little girl Judy is thinking about a bear.
yeah.
And
Big giant bear.
and the bear actually, he looks pretty, not the best.
No, it's pretty
right?
shitty
It's kinda-
looking.
yeah.
This big, shitty, giant bear.
Some guy in a suit, basically. Turns out that she was just daydreaming.
Yeah. Takes a little twist, like you think that the movie's going to go in a different direction.
Right.
Like, it's going this way, it's going to be some shitty, cheesy, giant bear type movie, but no, she's daydreaming.
Yeah,
so then
exactly.
you get back on track.
Yeah, and she's dreaming, right? So it's
Yeah.
okay that the bear doesn't look that
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
They kind of knock on the door a little bit to try and get in,
They don't wait long, though.
No, not really. And they end up breaking into the mansion.
They break into the basement.
This is where we run into the owners of the house, which is the Hartwick couple, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
the
they're
family.
an elderly couple.
Her name is Hillary. Her actual name is Hillary Mason, who coincidentally is in a movie that we covered, which
Yeah.
is Don't Look Now. She plays one of the old blind ladies. Her husband, the old man, he turns out to be a doll maker. His name is Gabriel. The character is played by Guy Rolfe. He's in tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff.
We had kind of looked it up. I mean, he was old in '87, so he was
Yeah.
in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Puppet Master movies, Full Moon, right?
Yeah.
And a movie called Mr. Sardonicus, which is a '60s movie?
Yeah, it's like 61, 62 around there, and
Yeah.
it's one of those cult classics.
So the Hartwicks are very warm to them.
Yeah,
actually.
to take them in.
They give them soup after they broke it into their house,
Yeah.
too, no less. He gives Judy a doll.
Yeah, because her doll was thrown away in the forest by her evil stepmother. In bust a couple of punk rockers and Ralph.
Yeah, a couple of very rude punk rockers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the beginning of the movie you see them hitchhiking and the family just
That's
drives
right.
by them.
That's right, yeah.
But Ralph ends up picking them up. They didn't knock on the door either.
No, they just barge
They
in.
barge into, they kick down the window and barge into the window like a bunch of idiots.
Maybe the Hartwicks were used to it because they kind of don't even flinch.
Yeah, whatever. Another someone else busting
Yeah.
in our house. Yeah,
More
whatever.
soup.
Yeah, come eat.
Ralph is just a big kid at heart.
So he identifies with Judy.
So the Hartwicks put them up for the night.
Of course, the evil stepmom is bitching and complaining
Yeah.
about it.
She's in a nice dry place. I
Yeah.
mean, out of the storm. What more do you want for the night?
Stupid towel on your head that she's wearing throughout the whole movie is staying nice and dry. So what's your problem?
Naturally, the punk rock girls got to set up a ghetto blaster.
Yeah,
if anybody remembers the ghetto blaster.
blasting the punk rock music.
Loud too
Yeah.
in a mansion while everybody's
Trying to sleep.
Trying to go to sleep.
So now they've changed their mind. They're not going to rob Ralph anymore. They're going to
That's
rob
right.
the old people. So one goes off by herself to go start stealing stuff from all the rooms.
This is where you see that the dolls definitely do not agree with what she's
Yeah.
trying to do.
Judy witnesses what happens.
That's right.
Judy sees what happens with the punk rock girl and the dolls. Daddy, 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 the
Yeah.
punk rock girl.
Cut it out with the stories!
No more stories. So they don't believe her, obviously. But the next person that she can confide in is Ralph.
Yeah, but he ends up seeing blood on her slippers.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he sees blood on her slippers.
Yeah,
So then
and-
he goes to investigate.
They end up finding the punk rock girl.
But she's no longer a punk rocker.
Yeah, that's right.
But at least he takes a chance.
Yeah.
At least he makes a leap of faith,
That's right.
which the dad and the stepmom would never do.
Yeah.
Well, mom does take a leap of faith in a way.
That's
The dolls are there to protect the house.
one thing that I like about this movie too. It's like they're just tiny little dolls.
Yeah, they're like that big. They're not big dolls. They're like little dolls.
But they can do some damage for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll get enough of them. Just like zombies, just like slow-moving zombies. A herd of them will be enough to get you. And Dad's so mad that Judy's making up these stories that he wants to destroy the nice new doll that Gabriel gave her, the punch doll.
Yeah.
But he can't do it because it's a special doll. He tries so hard. Yeah, you find that there's more to the Hartwicks than meets the eye.
That's right.
Of course.
Yep.
They got living dolls in their house. There's something more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
It basically ends with the dad going kind of crazy in the basement,
Yeah.
smashing everything up with a sledgehammer, which is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when we were kids when we rented it, and that was easily our favorite part of the whole
We'd always
movie.
rewind it and watch that part with
Yeah.
the dad destroying the basement with the sledgehammer.
And he's got a lot of funny lines.
The one we always stuck with us was, "Fuck you, clowny!"
Yeah.
I like when he gets the nail in the shoulder.
Oh!
His reaction's like 2 seconds too late. He's like, oh!
Yeah. It's just a lot of funny scenes with that guy.
So basically, it's another one of these movies we were talking about, which is a fun movie. It's pretty lighthearted horror.
It's very innocent.
Say you're a kid in 1987, around 10, 11 years old, this would have been a scary movie for you.
Probably a little creepy, you know? I mean, who doesn't have, you know, a doll or toys in the house, right, where you can relate to that?
The stop motion animation of the dolls is quite good.
This is the days before CGI, and I really wish they would do movies like this, you know, nowadays, because there's a sense of reality there. You know, you might not always see a doll move, right, but it's the way he cuts.
But you know it's moved.
Yeah, you can either hear it or it'll cut, and then you'll see the doll is over in a different spot, right?
Yeah.
And just stuff like that. I mean, it's rare you see things like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, nobody takes the time.
There's a twist at the end, again, that we're not going to wreck for you guys, but there's a little twist at the end.
Yeah.
But it is a good, feel-good movie, and it's kind of a kid's movie, again, if it wasn't for the cursing and...
which I'm sure it's nothing they haven't heard before.
If it wasn't for, "Fuck you, clowny!"
Yeah, there's some swears in it, but, you know, it would be a good introductory horror movie, I think, for, you know, if you kind of want to watch something that's a little creepy, right? You can watch it with your kids. It might scare them, but not to the level of, like, The Exorcist or anything like that.
It might scare them, but good.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good scare.
Need a little bit of a scare.
Yeah. Not a typical Stuart Gordon movie. It's a bit more lighthearted than most Stuart Gordon movies.
Yeah, because his movies are out there.
Yeah, they have more of an edge to them. It's it almost seems like a theatrical, like Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Check out Dolls.